Thank you very much indeed, and some specific insights there which I think we can build on, and indeed challenges. You're actually stimulating the subnational jurisdictions to take on the responsibility of exceeding the national commitments, filling that gap which Governor Brown referred to this morning between the actions we're committed to and what really needs to happen to tackle climate change effectively. So I'd like to put that question to our panelists, saying, why do subnational governments need to take an active role here in delivering on the Paris Agreement? And do they agree with Mr. Dayanda that actually they should be going above and beyond what are in the NDCs? So could I ask the panelists to tackle this? And perhaps, Bob, you'd start.
Sure. Good morning. Happy to take on this question. It's one of the things for context is when the governors started. So basically, when the governors started this coalition, obviously it's before any of the recent Trump announcements. And that was from the perspective that really Paris in the national agreements, the action was very much going to be at a local level. It was very much going to be at subnationals, and certainly, the action, places like California, which knew one of our core values was reacting to climate change. And, basically moving forward, we embraced the Paris Accord, but realized that we really need to do better. And certainly within California, it's not simply state action, although we're doing a lot, but there's often a lot happening at the local level. Our cities, Los Angeles, San Diego, again, are sort of taking that and really looking at what's unique that they can do with their citizens to move forward and address the threat of climate change.
Could I ask Executive Mayor Ni Bin to address this question of why your jurisdiction should be acting, and should you be going beyond the commitments made at Paris?
这个非常高兴参加2度论坛的这个组织的清洁能源论坛。我来自成都市，成都呢有常住人口超过2000万人。我们觉得巴黎这个协定呢，这个有这样几个原因支持。第一呢，首先，地球呢是我们共同的家园，所以呢也是我们维护这个共同家园的这个共同的责任，要落实的一个协定。第二个方面呢，我们国家是强调了这个全国一盘棋。习主席代表我们国家签署的这个巴黎协定，是我们中央政府的郑重承诺，也是地方政府义不容辞的责任。第三方面呢，这个青山绿水是每一个老百姓的需求，是我们自身的这个生活所向往、所需求的。最后呢，从未来看的话，作为一个特大城市，有2000多年历史的一个特大城市，我们要实现可持续发展，实现永续发展。那这个落实清洁这个巴黎协定，走绿色发展道路，也是这个大势所趋。总而言之呢，我觉得 这个协定利人、利己、利子孙。谢谢。
Thank you very much. Mayor Nibin.
我想，刚才这个刘先生的回答呢，这个也代表了我的意见。因为我们想呢，应对气候的变化，减碳、推进低碳的发展，这是一项全局性的、开放性的工作，需要全球各国协同推进，社会各界的共同参与。我来自于江苏省镇江市，镇江呢地处长江三角洲的中心区域，经济比较发达。过去我们几十年的快速发展，带来了我们经济的繁荣，同时我们也深切地感受到，我们要想进一步的发展，必须要主动的来调优我们的产业结构。来走绿色低碳发展的道路，正如中国国家主席习近平先生所讲，绿水青山就是金山银山。所以我想，作为中国的地方的一个政府，我们不仅仅要对这个我们共同的家园地球要负责，也要对我们自己的祖孙子孙后代的负责。也正是建立在这样一个历史责任的基础上，和对我们未来发展的一个共识的基础上，我们坚定地走生态领先绿色发展，坚定地走低碳发展的道路。所以我想这个在刘先生刚才回答主席的问题的基础上再做一个补充谢谢。
Thank you very much. And we're getting a very consistent message from our colleagues at the subnational level. But I'd now like to ask our friend Thorsten Herden from the Federal Ministry in Germany why Germany was one of the first national governments to endorse the Under 2 coalition, and why do they see it as important? And could you also address this question of whether the subnational jurisdictions should seek to go beyond the level of ambition in the national commitment?
It's indeed interesting because I'm coming from a national government on this question, but perhaps I can put myself in a subnational government role, being part of Europe, and therefore it's to a certain extent identical. I think there are 2 points which were already raised by Rob and also by Governor Brown this morning. The one is competition. It's really competition because if subnational governments or even cities show that the way they are choosing in terms of climate protection, because it creates jobs, it creates health, it creates all the good things you can imagine of, then others will have a look at that. And it's the same if you go down to the single people. If somebody in your neighborhood has a very nice house, you are looking at that house and asking yourself, why do I have a different one? Therefore it's all about competition, and the subnational governments compete amongst each other. If I compare that with Europe and see the different governments, we are debating who is best, and we are debating not only who is best because we would like to be better than the others, but because we are competing also with our economies. And the climate issue is not only a climate issue, it is also a competition issue. And therefore it's very important that the subnational governments see themselves in a role to build up a competitive framework for their economy, and then the economy will guide the way. And therefore I'm very convinced that with the initiative from California, clearly showing that money will flow into areas where we are going to protect climate, will create a lot of competition amongst the US and will bring a lot of other countries on that pathways, and then the subnational governments will drive the national government at some point of time on the right backtrack. That's one point. The other point, it's people. You see, it's all about people, and an energy transition which is the basis for the below 2 or even below 1.5 degree target. An energy transition is a decentralized activity, and it does not work without the, call it, permission of the people, without the acceptance of the people. So if we, as a tiny little country in Germany, look what we have done, then we couldn't have planned our grid connection without acceptance of the people. We would have never been able to install millions of windmills without the permission of the people, without the engagement of the people. And therefore I think the subnational down to cities, down to municipalities engagement in an energy transition is key for the climate goal. And then to answer your question, John, it's again the competition issue. Those subnational governments will compete over each other and therefore will set themselves even stricter targets because they know that the result of that is economic growth, and therefore I'm pretty much confident that the subnational activities down to the single people in the cities and the municipalities will guide the pathway to even below 1.5 centigrade. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and very heartening to hear about this, the power of this mechanism, really, which we all recognise. But I'd now like to ask each of the vice mayors and Bob in particular, if they can give us some examples of actions you have taken in your area, in your city or your state or province, about how you are, in concrete terms, making progress on the goals of the Paris Agreement. And I'm going to start at this end, so could we ask Vice Mayor Ni Bin to start this time, please?
好，谢谢主席的这个提问。我讲，作为刚才我讲的，作为镇江呢，我们有责任。习近平主席提出来，在巴黎协定承诺中国在2030年左右，碳达峰值。我们力争镇江在2020年就达峰值。那么这是一个庄严的承诺，也需要我们付出艰苦的努力。我们主要从几个方面来进行推进。一个呢是我们要强化我们整个的顶层的设计，比如我们在江苏省率先制定了镇江市主体功能区规划和产业的准入、环境准入、规划引导等6个配套的政策，也将全市呢，因为镇江啊是长江和运河的交汇之处，我们也将全市划分为优化开发、重点开发、适度开发和生态平衡的4大区域，对不同区域实行梯度价格的控制和差异化管理的排污权有偿使用。同时，我们建立了1.1亿元人民币的生态补偿的资金池，重点补偿适度开发和生态平衡的区域。我给大家报一个数字，就是“12·5”期间，镇江全市单位 GDP 二氧化碳累计下降了29.1%，单位 GDP 的能耗下降了25.7%，主要污染物排放累计下降了21.9%。所以下一步呢，我们还将继续大力推进产业结构和能源结构的调整，力争我们到2020年达峰值。第二个呢，我们想呢，我们就是强化推进落实。我们推出了低碳的9大行动。比如说我们刚才我讲的优化空间的布局，我们大力发展低碳产业、低碳生产的模式、碳汇的建设、低碳的建筑、低碳能源、低碳交通、低碳 能力建设和低碳的生活方式。我这里举一个例子，通过推进低碳能源的行动，我们推行了金屋顶计划，也就是2016年在镇江的全市，我们的分布式光伏太阳能电站的装机容量达到了220兆瓦。计划在2018年我们达到500兆瓦的规模。我们测算了一下，这大约削减排放二氧化碳1200万吨。第三呢，我们还要强化监督管理。比如我们启动了镇江生态文明建设管理和服务的云平台建设。这个云平台，我们充分整合了国土资源、环境保护、产业发展、节能减排等数据资源，实现了资源管理的信息化、废弃物监测实时化、生态建设的全程可视化、安全信息的预警的动态化，做到生态建设和碳排放管理的可报告、可监测、可核查、可考核。我们这个平台的建设是和我们蚂蚁金服，也就是阿里云大家知道这个阿里巴巴阿里云和我们江苏的一个晴田软件公司合作来建设。第四个方面呢，我们强化合作，强化国际方面的合作。比如我们在这个21届联合国应对气候变化巴黎大会，我们是作为唯一的中国城市举办了城市主题日的边会。我们也与美国的加州签订了加强低碳发展合作的战略备忘录，与瑞士共建中瑞镇江生态产业园。我们还与中信银行南京分行共同建立了100亿元人民币的低碳产业基金会。时间关系，我不能更多的展开。那么我还最后向各位嘉宾呢介绍，去年我们成功举办了以技术创新、共享低碳为主题的首届国际低碳技术产品交易展示会，在产品展示、技术推广、交流合作、融资服务等方面取得了很多的成果。今年的9月26到28日，我们将继续举办第2届的国际低碳大会，共商低碳发展的大计，促进跨界合作。在这里，我也诚挚地邀请各位嘉宾，有时间到镇江走一走、看一看、指导。也诚挚地邀请各位嘉宾来参加我们今年9月26号到28号的第2届的国际低碳大会。谢谢主席。
Thank you very much. And now, Vice Mayor Liu Hongbao, please. One or two examples of concrete examples of progress on the Paris goals in your city, please.
好的，非常感谢主席。这个成都是有2000万人以上的特大城市，每年到成都的游客超过1亿人次，所以呢，成都是一个能源消费的一个大市。我们为此呢，市政府采取一系列的措施，来调整优化能源消费的结构。比如说，今年我们采取强有力的措施来控煤控油。那么今年要有450台软煤的烧煤的锅炉进行改造成烧天然气的。那么要使得所有的餐饮行业和相关的服务行业全部取消煤油 用天然气或电来替代。到2030年，除此之外，我们今年开始从去年就开始了，我们的新增的公共汽车全部要用新能源汽车。所以我们争取到2020年，这个我们的这个新能源的消费的占比要达到57.4%，其中非化石能源的消费那个占的比例要达到30%以上。谢谢。
Thank you very much. We heard from Dai Yande a very persuasive plea to focus on energy efficiency as well as renewables, and I guess that plays straight into your area of expertise. Bob, could you give us one or two examples of actions that have been taken in California?
Sure. Thank you. Actually, some of the actions, particularly energy efficiency, go back to Governor Brown's first round as governor in the 70s. Probably the most fundamental thing we have done is putting a price on carbon through our cap and trade program. I mean, that's very important to providing pricing signals. And along with that, certainly in energy efficiency space, again, from the 70s, we've been doing appliance efficiency standards and building efficiency standards for new construction. For example, we have recently adopted standards for televisions, for battery chargers, and for computer monitors. And we would invite all of you to join in on those standards. It's really important to do these things right from the start. In the area of buildings, in my term as chair and the governor's term as governor, we have done 2 rounds of building standards and we're working on the 3rd. So every 3 years we update those, and roughly we're reducing consumption by about 25% each time. That still leaves a huge challenge with existing buildings, but we're also focusing on that. I would also point out in California at this point, we have about half of the solar systems in the US. And so at this point our grid is at least at 30% renewable, and if you include large hydro, it's probably closer to 50%. And we also have about 40% of the electric vehicles in the US are in California, although certainly with Mary in the front row, we both agree that's a small drop. 300,000 out of 30 million is a small drop in the bucket. We need to get to 4 or 5 million by 2030. 40% of our greenhouse gas emissions are for transportation. So we really need to move the needle there.
Thank you very much, Bob, and the benefits of a consistency of approach over a considerable period. I wonder in relation to not just Germany, but generally, Thorsten, whether you could just say for us, what more do you think could be done to maximise the opportunities for engaging with state and provincial governments and for getting the dialogue going between the national level and the subnational level in furtherance of the Paris Agreement?
Well, I think it's, at the end of the day, as I said before, all about people and all about engagement and all about money. I just would like to continue what Rob said. Take the point of energy efficiency. Yes, you can set standards, and yes, we have to set standards for new applications, for new buildings, for new cars, for everything. But what are we going to do in terms of the existing stock, be it cars, be it buildings, be it appliances, televisions, refrigerators, or whatsoever? So what we have to do is we really have to show that investment, private investment or company investment in those appliances, in those buildings, in those cars is much more worthy than putting the money on a bank account. That's a very simple issue. So what we did, for instance, in Germany, and we are trying to advocate that in all over Europe, is that the transparency on what, for instance, energy efficiency brings to the single people, to a company, to walk through your production facility and see what enormous potential you have in order to reduce energy and then save money. That is something which is very important. So to build up really this transparency issue, education, and this starts at school. This really starts at school. That may sound a little bit odd, but at the end of the day, we have to manage that our children will come at home and tell us parents what we should do in our houses, what we should do in our companies. Then we have done some sort of a mind change, and then we succeed. That is in terms of energy efficiency. In terms of clean energies, in terms of energies for power production, that's something similar. We have, I think, right now in the other room, the corporate sourcing panel running. For us, it is very important that companies are really playing that game together with governments. Because if companies say, I need to source myself clean technologies, I need to source my energy from renewables, it is even more important than if you set government rules. Take one example of a little tiny company out of Germany, Siemens. They have set themselves absolutely clear and stringent targets. And once they have production facilities in a country where they cannot calculate and measure what is the amount of electricity or power at all I source from renewables, they then cannot meet their goals in the overall Siemens architecture, and then they go to the government and tell the government that they have to do something different. So one is from the very, very clear of acceptance of transparency for the people, how to save money, and the other one is really that companies together with governments go this way of really sourcing clean technologies, renewable energies, and that together, I would say, brings us the next step forward.
Thank you very much. Sadly, we're coming to the end of this session, but I'd just like to pull out one or two key points that have come. Nobody can be left in any doubt after the remarks of Dayende and the contributions of our panelists that it's the subnational level where a great deal of the action will be taken to implement on the ground the actions that are required under the Paris Agreement and get us to our under 2 goal. I think we had a very nice insight into the importance of what Thorsten called competition. And that is about actually competition in the real sense of competing for jobs and investment, because people will go to the areas where there is innovation and where it is a good and clean place to live. But the act of investing in the clean energy area creates jobs, and that makes for a growing economy. And so the subnational jurisdictions are competing with one another. But there's another sense of competition that came out of the discussion, which is how well different levels of jurisdiction are performing. And so to the point of several of the jurisdictions we've heard from this morning actually going beyond what's in Paris. I mean, we heard from Mayor Ni Bin about wanting to peak emissions by 2020 and not 2030. And we heard from Vice Mayor Liu of all the actions that are being taken to deal with a city which is an enormous city, but which grows fivefold through tourism, and how you have to concentrate on what's happening in your area while still actually giving people the facilities of the restaurants that mean they want to come. So there are obviously a lot of co-benefits which were eloquently described in terms of the phrase was used, Green Mountain, the waterways in the Chinese context particularly, and how that actually benefits the community. We heard about health as another benefit. So that closeness to the community, that awareness of what it means for them, is something which the subnational jurisdictions have very much on their radar screen, perhaps more so sometimes than the national governments. Although having said that, really Torsten has talked about how in Germany they understand that it's about getting buy-in from people, and you have to have acceptance from the community level all the way up. And then we've heard about consistency, the longevity of programs in California, which mean that the energy efficiency of their buildings, the actions they're taking on transportation are having a real impact in reducing emissions, while not reducing in any way, but rather contributing to the growth of their economy. And the opportunities from technology. I think it was Vice Mayor Liu Hongbao who talked about the ability to monitor, and I know that will be an issue of great focus for the Under 2 coalition in the months to come and beyond. So I'd like you to join with me in thanking our panelists for those insights and for all the leadership they are demonstrating in tackling this greatest of problems that we collectively face. Thank you.